Welcome back to Same Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this maxi gown with free sleeves you are seeing right here on the video and on the thumbnail. This is what I got for this dress. You can see how beautiful it looks right here. The gown is actually very free. I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to making this gown the way it is right here. And if you have beautiful applique, just go ahead and decorate it. I don't have enough applique right here, so I decided to work with what I have. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I will encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn the tips and tricks to sewing this. I used only 5.5 yards of Ankara fabric, 5.5 yards. Here I'm opening up my Ankara fabric right here. I'm going to first of all measure out 3 yards. 3 yards, I'll use it for the main bodies, and the rest of the yards we'll use it for the down part and for the sleeve. From here I'm taking the second measurement. A yard is actually 36 inches. Then I'm going to measure the other 36 inches, making it 3 yards. I'm going to cut out 3 yards first, then we are going to work with it right now. Here I am cutting it out. After cutting out, I'm going to set the other piece aside. I'll pick up this is the 45 and this is 3 yards. So we'll just place it on the first fold this way. Here is the first fold, then we'll pick it up and make another fold with it. So here is the second fold, as you can see. After folding the 3 yards this way, then you are going to place your tape at the end of the fabric to the length you desire to have before joining in. I want to come down 2 inches below my knee line. So my knee line is 41 inches, so I added 3 inches including the seam allowance, making it 44 inches. So that is why I placed my tape at 44 inches. Then coming up, I'll mark my chest line at 9 inches. Right here I am going to highlight that line at 9 inches, then cut it out accordingly. I'll keep the pieces to create the chest band, and I'll open up the 3 yards we just cut out the length. On the folded part, just go ahead and cut it, separate it so we can have front and back piece of the gown. So this is the front and the back piece. I'll set it aside, then we'll fold the chest band. I pick up the other fabric I cut out. I'm going to place this on fold. You are going to place it on fold of your bust circumference divided by 2. My bust circumference is 40, divided by 2 is 20. I'll add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance, making it 22 inches. So if you measure from here to here, you will have 22 inches. So just go ahead and add 2 inches to your bust divided by 2. Then you cut out the folded parts, then place it on fold. We need to have the lining and the fabric, so I am placing it on fold at 5 inches. So I measure 5 inches all around. So the width of this waistband of this chest band is 5 inches. I'm trying to clean up the edges so I'll be able to have 5 inches accordingly. The chest band will give you 4 pieces, and I'm highlighting the wrong sides. One will serve as the lining and one will serve as the front piece. So this is it. I have 4 pieces. I'll set it aside, then I'll bring back the remaining fabric. We are going to place it on a fold like this. So I'm folding it to 3.5 inches. The width of the strap is 3.5, so I folded 3.5 as long as that remaining fabric is. Next, I'm going to trim off the excess I have from the fabric. After cutting it out, the next we are going to do is to stitch close the belt. Here I've stitched close the belt right now, and I'm going to turn it to the right side. So I closed only one end of this belt, as you can see. Next, I'm going to cut out that end so we'll be able to keep the stitching line at the center like this. So I'll go ahead and arrange the stitching line at the center, as you can see right here. Then I'm going to place this on fold. The strap, I'm going to measure the strap at 21 inches, including the seam allowance. You measure 21 inches. Next, I'm going to divide the strap. So I have 21 inches for each of these strap. I'm going to set it as. Next, I'm going to bring back the chest band. The chest band is supposed to be 4 pieces. I'll put the 4 pieces together and place it on fold to get the midpoint. Make a notch at the midpoint. That will be the center front and center back. From that point, you measure your strap to strap. Mine is 5 inches. Strap to strap is the bra length strap from one end to the other. It's usually between 10 and 11, then divide it by 2. That's how I got 5 inches. Then I made a notch at that point. Now we are going to get the strap. I'm going to place the center of the strap, okay, and secure with my pin. You secure with your pin, then get the center of the other one, secure with your pin as well. Next, I'll place the other strap right side to right side, then I'll stitch 1/2 inch. After stitching, I'm going to flip all my seams and top stitch. After top stitching, this is what I got on one side. Next, I will pick up the other chest band and I'm going to place it right side to right side to the other one like this, pinning it at the strap to strap as I did for the other side. Secure with my pins, then go ahead and place the lining on top of it. After doing that, next we are going to stitch 1/2 inch, top stitch and bring it back. This is what I got after I'm done. So I'll just go ahead and open it up this way, lay it right side to right side and stitch 1/2 inch. On the other side, I'll open up the band this way. I will go ahead and stitch to the end. After stitching, I'm going to close up the sides this way. So the upper part of this dress is ready. We'll go ahead and bring in the down part of it. So this is the down part of the dress which we cut earlier. I'll just go ahead and take the measurement of one of it. Of course, one of it is just 1.5 yards. So I'll place my tape and measure what I have on one piece. I have 54 inches. So I'm going to fold the other Ankara fabric we set aside from the main fabric. You just place it on fold this way. We are placing it on fold so we'll be able to continue the length of this dress. I'm going to place my tape at the folded edge at that 44 inches, which is the length of the upper part. You place 44 inches and measure your full length. My full length is 60 inches, so wherever the 60 inches is, that is where I'm going to cut out. So in other words, I have about 17 inches unfold. I'll go ahead and cut out this piece. I'm cutting it out, making sure I cut it at 2 yards. Okay, the length is supposed to be 2 yards. So I place my tape this way and measure 1 yard is 36. I measured another 1 yard, making it 36. So at this point, I'm going to cut out at this point. Okay, then we are going to use the rest of the fabric for the sleeve. So I cut as you see, and then I'm going to cut out the 17 inches width. So the fabric we are going to attach is 17 by width and 2 yards by length. After cutting that piece out, I went ahead to divide this other part. I'll go over to the machine right now and I'm going to gather like this, then attach it to the other length. This is me trying to gather this part we just cut out. I'm going to gather it and then stitch it to the length of the main dress. After gathering that layer, I brought the other layer, which is the upper part, and I'm going to stitch it in. Here I am done stitching and this is what I got. That is the down part. I stitched the 2 yards into the 1.5 yards we had already. So now I'm going to gather this upper part so we'll be able to sew it to the chest band. So here I'm gathering it into the width of the chest band. But before we sew it in, I'm going to sew the both parts together. We are going to place it right side to right side this way and then stitch the sides at 1/2 inch. I'll run my stitches from one end to the other this way. After stitching the sides, it's time for us to join the upper part. I'll go ahead and place this right side to right side. So you open up the seams like this, place it right side to right side, secure with your pin. I'll do the same the other way, right side to right side and secure with your pin. Then I'll go over and stitch in the gathers. So if you notice, there are some designs or applique on that dress. I don't actually have applique. So what you have to do is, after sewing the strap, you can just sew in your applique before joining all of these parts. Okay, so I'm just showing you how to go about the applique design. So you just get any fine design of applique of your choice just to decorate the chest band and the strap. So you can do it before joining all of these parts. After that, you measure what you have on the armhole like this. Whatever you have, you multiply it by 2, okay, because you have 2 there. Then multiply it again by 2. So in other words, the length of the fabric I'm gathering in here is up to 48 inches. Okay, so I have the length of 48 or 50 inches and the width of my sleeve is 18 inches. So here I am going to separate this other part because I just want to join the other sleeve. It was not enough. So I'll just join that other part just to make up my sleeve. So here I've sewn one of my sleeves and I want to show you how I did that. Like I said, the length of the fabric I gathered in here is 50 inches and the width is 18 inches. So you just gather the 50 inches length of fabric like this. So once you are done gathering it, make sure you gather it very evenly. You are going to start from the side of the dress, place one end of it, gather it all around. After gathering it all around, this is what you will have. Next, on that side you started, you put the sleeve excess and stitch with half an inch. So this is what I got after I'm done sewing the sleeve. So you can see the sleeve right there. By the time you wear the dress, it gives you that exact effect you are seeing on the thumbnail. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.